Back at it again, and we've got to talk about Maxine Waters' nephew, apparently. The Wicked Witch of the West, right? Maxine Waters. Well, her nephew apparently was in a video recently and said some interesting things that we're going to talk about today. But I've got some more clips to show you guys before we hop into that. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. All right? Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive in. Black people in America are the most affluent black people to ever be on the planet. Ever. So when you get someone like Samuel Jackson with the woe is me mentality.
Oh yeah, he's unbelievable.
What do you mean? You are the highest paid black person ever.
He's in every other movie.
Right? But nonetheless, I'm 55. So when people are going on about Donald Trump, for those of us who are older, we remember Donald Trump from Mike Tyson's time, right? So if they talking about Donald Trump is racist and stuff, why is it that you constantly see Donald Trump back in the 80s with Mike Tyson, Donald King? You know what? Facts. And that's one thing that I discovered as well. When I asked myself, why do you not like Donald Trump? I couldn't genuinely answer it. And obviously, we embarked on this journey of discovering the truth. And, I come across all these videos and pictures and things of Donald Trump next to black people. And then we even checked out the compilation video of all of the rap songs that were speaking highly of Donald Trump. And there's a lot of them. I want to be the next Donald Trump. I'm the black Donald Trump. Shout out to Donald Trump. Hey, I'm rolling Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. We just checked out the video of him and Jesse Jackson just the other day. And now all of a sudden, he's this horrible, terrible racist. Like, come on now, stop it with the nonsense. He was never that until he decided to run as Republican and won. He was never that, right? We even checked out the video of the homeless lady who Donald Trump allowed to stay in Trump Towers for many years, gave her 3 meals a day, and a fresh bouquet of flowers every single week. Nobody talks about that, and that's a black lady. So as a racist individual, would he have housed a homeless person? He could have easily just said, no, kick her out of the hotel. What are you doing? Kick her out. Get her out of here. And that would have been reasonable, right? That would have been reasonable if he would have kicked her out because I guess the story goes, if I remember the story correctly, she snuck in and tried to stay there because she was homeless, right? Without paying. They found her, tried to kick her out. She didn't want to leave, so they called up Trump. And Trump was like, nah, just let her stay. Make sure she has 3 meals a day. All right, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And make sure every week that she has a fresh bouquet of flowers. Nobody talks about that, though. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about him endorsing Jesse Jackson and donating to, his campaign. Nobody talks about that, right? So it's just interesting how people pick and choose, But let's continue. As I always say with these videos, there's more.
And I was sentenced to a double life sentence for my first arrest for a nonviolent drug offense in 2004. I lost all my appeals, and I was denied clemency by the Obama administration. It took 16 plus years before President Trump granted my clemency and allowed me to go home in 2020. I was a part of a broken and unjust system. And now it hurts me to the core to see the same system going after a former president. This is what blacks been going through since day one. If we allow this to happen to the former president, we can only imagine what's going to happen to the rest of the country. Please stand up now if you have a voice, and let's fight against this. God bless you all. Thank
you. I've been saying the same thing when I have conversations with folks, right? With Democrats who, say that they don't like Trump or even are happy about Trump being arrested. I always bring up the fact that what he just said there, like, if they can do that to him, if they can pull up this bogus stuff against him, what do you think they're going to do to you, right? And I bring up the example of, the Twitter situation, right? Back before Twitter was purchased by Elon Musk. Shout out to Elon Musk, by the way.
when Trump got banned off of all social media and everybody was clapping and keying, right? Well, not everybody, of course, but, you know, all of the Democrats. Ooh, Trump got banned. Ooh, look. And then all of a sudden, everybody else started to get banned. There was a lot more people that were all of a sudden starting to get banned right after Trump. And I'm like, that's an example of what's going to happen to you. The moment that you disagree with the establishment narrative, you're cooked. And it could be about anything. You're laughing now, but you're not going to always agree with what's happening. And the moment you speak up against it, because you allowed this BS to go on, they're going to do the same thing that they did to him, to you. And it ain't going to be funny then. It ain't going to be funny then, right? Because people don't think about that type of stuff. People don't think about that. Oh, it's funny because it's happening to somebody else, right? But think about who that's happening to. That's a former president. You think you're more important than the president? You think you have more information than the president? Like, come on now, let's be real. This is the president. I don't care who it is. Trump, Biden, Obama, whatever, right? It's a president. If they can do it to him, they for damn sure are going to do it to you. But let's continue.
Let's talk about your political views then. Are you pretty open about, you know, how you feel politically?
I'm a Trump supporter.
You're a Trump supporter, okay.
Yes.
So how much hate do you get for that?
A lot.
A lot.
But here's the thing. I was a Democrat up until the pandemic. But I was a blind Democrat. I would say I was a blind liberal, and I was just following the ways of whatever girl I was dating, because I've always been...
Same. I was a blind Democrat. Now, I wasn't following no girl on it, but, you know, hey, to each his own. To each his own. I ain't mad at him. Not mad at him at all. But I definitely was a blind Democrat because, you know, and I've stated this before. No shame. It is what it is, right? But I just always believed that that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm black, so I'm supposed to be a Democrat. Like, that's just the way it is. Now, obviously, now I can see that that's total crap, utter BS, right? As a matter of fact, it's detrimental for me to be a Democrat. And, I mean, we've got all the proof in the pudding. Or what did Joe Biden say? The proof is in the eating. Goodness gracious. I mean, you look at some of these once great cities that are run by Democrats and have been completely run into the ground. For example, the example that I always bring up, Chicago, right? What have the Democrats that have been running Chicago, what have they done for black people in that city? I'll wait. Nothing. As a matter of fact, the Democrats that run Chicago have actually slapped black people in the face. They told black people in the city, because we checked it out. We checked out the video of the folks of Chicago being extremely angry about the illegal immigrant situation going on there. And they told the black people there, we don't have any money. We don't have any money. We got to close down this school. It's got to close down. We don't have the funding to keep it open. But as soon as the illegal immigrants showed up, all of a sudden we got this money. We can open the school back up. We can get these illegals in here. We can house them in there. It's all good. Oh, now you got funding. Now you've got money. Now you've got all this time and all these resources to house these other people when the black people here have been saying, hey, we need help. Why are you closing down our school? Now you got all this funding. Now you got now you've got all this vigor and pizzazz to get everything done. Now you do? But you know why that is, though? And I've spoken about this before, too. It's like, I equate it to this. And we're going to get back to this, but I really want to say this. It's like, if you were working a job and you knew that you would never get fired. You knew that for a fact. You knew your employer would never fire you. You're going to, what's going to happen? Like, you're going to be happy about that, right? But there's going to come a time where you're going to show up late. You're probably going to leave early, right? Even when you do show up on time and leave on time, when you're there, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of work done. You're going to sit around doing a bunch of nothing, right? So you're not really going to be on your best behavior. We'll put it that way. You're not really going to be on your best behavior because you know nothing's going to happen to you. That's the way, I feel like that's the way Democrats feel about black people. Oh, they're never going to vote for Republicans. We've already demonized Republicans. They think Republicans are all racist and the worst people ever. So they're not going to vote for those guys. We could just do whatever. You know, and so you put yourself in a bad situation as a black person when all you do is support Democrats and you never support Republicans, because Democrats can just do whatever they want to, because they know, hey, well, they're not going to go over and vote for anybody else. They're going to keep coming back to us. You know, they're going to keep coming back. But let's continue.
But I was a blind Democrat. I would say I was a blind liberal, and I was just following the ways of whatever girl I was dating, because I've always been in Hollywood. So I was, too busy auditioning, doing comedy, and doing other things. So, if my girl be like, oh, Obama, I'm like, yeah, Obama, let's go. Whatever I got to do to sleep next to you at night. Why are so many people hating on Trump? Normally when people hate on somebody, it's the other way around. They're actually doing more good, and you have an outside influence that's telling you to hate this person. So when I started reading things about him, I'm like, yo, there's no reason to hate this guy. This guy has given black people the opportunity to have assets, given black people the opportunity to have wealth. And it's like, isn't that what we asked for as a whole? Wealth and opportunities?
No,
Joe Biden was voted in blindly based off of emotions. And then for someone to come on a radio show and say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. I'm not voting for you because you're an idiot. First of all, and you're too old to run a country. You don't even know where you're at half of the time, and you should be in a nursing home with somebody hiding your medicine in your applesauce. That's how I feel about Joe Biden.
Can you tell he's a comedian? You should be in a nursing home somewhere with somebody hiding your medicine in some applesauce. Wow, that was hilarious. But now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video here. And this is allegedly, and he says it here in the clip. I don't know how serious he was or anything like that, but this is allegedly Maxine Waters' nephew saying what you're about to hear. You can also see Carrie Lake in this clip as well. Shout out to Carrie Lake. Hope she wins her Senate race as well. But yeah, check out this clip of possibly Maxine Waters' nephew.
Black people used to be Republicans until right after the Great Depression. I think we've ridden this donkey as far as it can take us. Okay? It's dead. I'm ready to get on a great big old African elephant. Right? We have to remember who Joe Biden is. This is a guy who was mentored by Senator Byrd and people like Strom Thurmond, the card-carrying members of the Ku Klux Klan. That's right. So, she represents Republican 2.0. What she's talking about for us is a new emancipation, socially, politically, economically. It's emancipation 2.0. And we have a real opportunity, not only with her candidacy, but with President Trump, to start again in this country and recognizing where we've been. Look, I'm not telling any of you who are Democrats to rip up your voter registration card. Okay? Maxine Waters, Auntie Maxine, imagine if she was really your auntie. She's really my auntie. What I'm saying is this.
Yeah, see, you saw it there. And he said, imagine if she's your auntie. And he was like, yeah, she's really my auntie. So apparently this is Maxine Waters' nephew, which is quite interesting stuff, right? Considering how well-known Maxine Waters is in the Democrat Party, for her alleged nephew to be coming out and saying this. Bro, I know she's punching the air. Listen, I know she made some phone calls. This son of a... Wasn't it Maxine Waters? No. Was that Maxine Waters that was caught? The assistant leaked some tape of her cursing out her assistant or something. Wasn't that Maxine Waters? We checked out the video. I showed you guys the clip. I don't remember who that was. It was a Democrat. It was a black woman Democrat. I believe it was Maxine Waters that was cursing up a storm, like, you effing idiot, blah, 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 you fat son of... Bro, going crazy. Y'all, let me know if that was Maxine Waters or not. I can't remember, but I believe it was. If it was, man, do I want to hear her conversation now after she saw after she heard about her nephew flipping parties.
Is this, after all of those years of dealing with failed policies, how many more lives, how much more time, how many more generations are we going to sacrifice at the altar of Democrat politics when they treat us as a political afterthought? An afterthought. It's time for us to make a positive choice in our own best interest and vote for the candidates who are in our own best interest. And if they are Republicans, then so be it. When white America, working class, and black America, working class, decides to work together, there's no demographic that can stop us.
Facts.
What other sign from God do you need than to see the predominantly white Republican Party moaning and groaning with us about the likes of the FBI and the CIA? We're talking about God's timing, right? Doesn't he have a way of making strange bedfellows? He has a way of drawing us together in perilous times to stand together, work together, fight together, vote together, lead this country together. Because those people who are inclined to its destruction are our common enemy. Our common enemy.
Facts. Couldn't agree with that any more myself. You know, so shout out to allegedly Maxine Waters' nephew. Quite interesting stuff there, huh? Quite interesting stuff. And he spoke no lies. I think it's time to most definitely leave the party that we have, as black people, been attached to for so long, for far too long. And hey, listen, maybe at one point in time down the line, we might have to return. Who knows? I highly doubt it, right? Because I truly believe that this will be a new Republican Party. It'll be completely different from the inside out than it has ever been in previous years. And I've stated that before, from the politicians to the actual voters themselves. It's gonna look completely different. We'll have more Republican politicians like a Kerry Lake, like a Matt Gaetz, like a Byron Donalds, and not like a Mitt Romney in those guys, right? Or Mitch McConnell, goodness gracious, or Kevin McCarthy. And we're already starting to see that shift begin to happen, right? With the Kevin McCarthys and the Mitch McConnells, right? And others, Mitt Romneys as well. And what was the Liz Cheney's of the world, right? We're already seeing that shift begin to happen. I talked about this a long time ago. You can go watch the videos. I was like, the Republican Party after 2024 will look completely different, and over time it will still shift even more, right? And we're already starting to see that shift happen. So exciting news. But yeah, man, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.